You will need 3 different colors of your yarn and a crochet hook. I used a 4.5mm. You're going to start by making a magic loop. I'm doing this really slowly just so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Now you want to keep your left hand on that little tail so that it doesn't move. Put your hook through, grab the tail, and then pull yarn over and pull through. And that starts your magic loop. Then you're going to work 12 single crochet into the magic loop, making sure you're holding tight on that shorter one so that it doesn't twist. If you're not sure how to do a single crochet, it's really easy. You're just going to put your hook through the hole. You're going to yarn over and pull through, and you should have 2 loops on your needle or your hook. Yarn over and pull through both loops, and that is literally it. At the end, once you've done your 12, pull the short thread so that the middle closes. Now we're going to work our second row, but first let's do a slip stitch into the first stitch. You yarn over, pull through. Now we're working single crochet into each stitch. So you go under the stitch, you yarn over, you pull through, then you yarn over again, and you pull through both loops. This is a single crochet. Again, doing it really slowly so you can see exactly what we're doing. At the end of that row, you're just going to do your slip stitch, and then you're going to fasten off. And then we're going to introduce our next color. So for the petals, I'm just going to be using a white. Just go through any stitch and then pick up the next color. Once you pull it through, you'll want to do a kind of chain so that it can secure the stitch. And then you're going to chain 3. This is going to be the first strand in your cluster. So for the first one, you want to yarn over, go back into that same stitch, pick up a loop. You should have 3 strands. So you'll yarn over again and you'll pull through 2, keeping 2 yarn strands on your hook. Again, you're going to yarn over, go back through that same stitch, pick up a loop. So you should have 4 now, yarn over and go through 2. For this first cluster, we only want 3 to finish. So yarn over and pull through all 3. Then you're going to chain 3. Now for our second cluster, it's going to be slightly different. So yarn over and go through the next stitch. You will pick up the yarn there and pull it through. So you'll have 3 loops on your hook, go through 2. You'll have 2 left. Again, you'll yarn over, go back through the same stitch, pull that thread through to pick up another loop, yarn over, through 2. Now we have 3, but we only have 2 single crochet clusters. So you'll yarn over again, go through, pick up that yarn, you'll have 5 loops, then you'll yarn over again and go through 2. Now you have 4 loops on your crochet, and this is what we want for all of the other clusters. You're going to yarn over one more time and pull through all 4 loops. And then again, you'll chain 3. And we'll do this into every single stitch until you get to the end for a total of 12 clusters. Once you reach the end, you're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, so the last one, and then you're just going to pull that thread through and then through again the first loop. And to fasten off, you just yarn over, pull through that again, and then you cut it off and you pull it nice and tight. Now that you've finished your petals, it's time to go on to the border. So you're going to pick up the next color in any of these chain 3 spaces. You just put the hook through, bring the color, and yarn over and pull through as if you're doing a chain. And then you're going to chain 3. So you're just going to do 1, 2, 3. Now we're starting with a corner, so we're going to work 2 double crochet into this same space. With a double crochet, you yarn over, you go through, you pull up a loop, and then you pull it through 1, and then you pull it through again. That's 1 double crochet. We're going to do another one. So you yarn over, you go through the stitch or the hole, you pull a loop up, so you have 3 loops, you yarn over, go through 2, you have 2 left, you yarn over again, and then you pull through both of those, and that's another double. So then we chain 2 to make the corner. And then we need to work 3 double crochet, because that chain 3 was the first double crochet on in the previous bit. Now we work 3 double crochet. So we just do the same thing. We yarn over through the space, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over through 2 loops, and then you yarn over one more time and both through 2 loops. Now you finish that off. Once you've done your corner, in the spaces in between, we're going to work 3 double half crochet. So when we yarn over here, instead of just going through 2, you go through all 3, and that's done. So you yarn over, go back through that space, pull up a loop, you have 3 loops, but instead of going through 2, you just yarn over and go through 3. One more time. So now we're working the corner, and then in the 2 spaces in between, we do 3 double half crochets, and then we work a corner. So you've done that. So now we go back to our double crochets. So you yarn over through the loop, pull it up through 2, yarn over through 2, and you do 3, chain 2, 3, and then you go back to your half double crochets. And you repeat this pattern until you get to the end. So you do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, that's your corner. Then in the next 2 spaces you do 3 half double crochet, and then you go back to your corner. At the end you just slip stitch in the top chain of the 3rd one, pull it through, you yarn over and pull it through again, and then you cut and then you pull it nice and tight. And that's pretty much it. If you want to, you can do another row all the way around of double crochet, or you can do a single crochet, or you can just leave it like this. Let me know what you thought about this format. I would really love to know.